So what you are about to watch is only one module from my new aesthetic physique course that I just released. If you want the full course, check the first link in the description, and also the other two new courses that I'm about to release, the bulking and the fat loss courses. And also, if you want me to look at your physique, you're gonna send me a picture. I'm gonna look at your physique and literally tell you which muscles to focus on, how to train, and whether you should bulk or you should cut to build your dream physique. If you want these amazing bonuses, first link in the description will take you there, and enjoy watching this free module. So, what's the best diet for muscle growth? So, as we're talking about, number one priority in the gym should just be progressively overloading, getting stronger within the 10 to 15 rep range for every exercise. I mean, when you're doing, let's say, leg raises, lying leg raises, ab exercises, yeah, you're gonna get sometimes more than 15 reps. Of course, you don't have to be attached to 15. Some exercises you're gonna get 20, let's say, for body weight exercise like leg raises, but your priority should be, to train within the 10 to 15 rep range. And for like leg raises, of course, do like as many reps as you possibly can. If you can do 8, doesn't matter. For pull-ups, maybe you can only do like 6 pull-ups. It doesn't fucking matter. You're gonna get stronger eventually. So, and when you get stronger in these exercises, like the pull-ups and the dips, you just add some weight. That's it. But 10 to 15 reps for everything. And for like body weight shit like abs, as many reps as possible. So, the best diet is basically 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fats. I read Dorian Yates' book. Dorian Yates, he wrote his own book. Probably not Dorian Yates. If you don't know, just search online. Dorian Yates. Such a massive bodybuilder. And his diet is 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fat. When I read this, I was in this sort of, eat high fats. It's so healthy. Eat high fats, eat high protein. High protein because protein builds the muscle. Fats is important for testosterone and your brain function. So you gotta eat very high fats. Keep the carbs low because carbs are the enemy. And I realized how stupid this mindset was because I gave his diet a try. His diet was just 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fats. I gave his diet a try. In 1 week, I made more gains than I usually do in 4. Can you, will you even believe me, by the way? Because in 1 week, I made more gains than I usually do in 4 just by switching my diet. I already trained harder. I already used to train hard. I already used to, progressively overload and all these things, but it was so slow. I was always going to the gym and just overloading one more rep than last time, one more than last time. It was so rare for me to do 3 more reps than the last time. This one, my progressive overload was basically just one more rep than the last time, one more rep than the last time. I was progressively overloading so slow. Didn't realize that it was because of my diet. As soon as I switched my diet, I started to progressively overload so quicker, so faster, honestly. It's within in one workout, I was increasing my reps by 4 or 5 reps in one workout. It's rare for me, right? So didn't realize that it was because of my diet. It was because I was eating too high fats. And when you think about it, fats are optimizing your testosterone. And when you eat lower fats, you're gonna have your testosterone is not gonna be optimized because the fats make your testosterone. When you eat high fats, your testosterone. But it's not like the higher fats you eat, the higher testosterone you're gonna have. It's not something like this. It's just that testosterone is made from fats. So if you eat higher fats, your testosterone is gonna be more optimized. And I thought if I have higher testosterone, I'm gonna make more gains, but it's not the case at all. Because I made more gains when I started to eat low fats, very low fats, 10% of my diet fats, and the rest of it just a fuck ton of carbs and a little bit of protein. Not a little bit, but let's say 0.8 grams. I'm gonna tell you how to structure your diet. And I'm making amazing gains like this, honestly. It's maximum carbs, moderate protein, and very little fats. Very little fats just to not fuck up your testosterone, okay? Because if you don't eat any fats, your testosterone is gonna be your dick is not gonna get hard at all. So some fats to not destroy fucking testosterone. But that's it. So I gave you the percentages, but how should you figure this out? Well, I'm gonna say just download MyFitnessPal to make this shit easy. Just go and download MyFitnessPal from Google Play. So just download this shit. Maybe you already have it on your phone. If you don't, just go and download it. Download the MyFitnessPal, and what you're gonna start doing is, first of all, make your account. Okay, sweet, nice. Make your fucking account. You're, you know, I'm 175 pounds. Yeah, I'm 6'4". Okay, write your information, your weight and everything, how active you are. And based on the workout that I gave you, the activity level should be like, if you're like a student and you do the workout that I told you, just wrote like moderately active, just active. Okay, just wrote that you are active. Say that you are active for your activity, because there's like not active, slightly active, active, very active. You write active. Okay, active. And you make your account, and then you go to the three dots at the bottom. You go and make your goals. It's like goals. You click the goals, and then you switch the macros. You go to your macros and you switch them. So your protein should be 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So let's say if you are 150 pounds. Let's say you are 150 pounds. If you eat 110 grams of protein, that's enough. That's enough. If you eat 150 grams of protein, that's good. It's gonna have some bit of difference, like 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. So 180 pounds, no, 150 pounds, you're gonna eat like, let's say, around 120 grams of protein. That's it. Set this like this, and then go and set your fats, 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. So if you are 150 pounds, you're gonna eat around 75 grams of fats. That's it. 75 grams. And then the rest of your calories from carbs, as many carbs as possible. If you can go up to 600 grams of carbs a day, perfect. You're gonna have very high energy. And you set this like this. This is your macros checked. This is which macros you should eat. And then the reason why we set the diet like this instead of the usual like high fat, high protein diet is because when you eat very high carbs, first of all, very high carbs, you're gonna have very high energy. Very high energy means you're gonna train harder. We already know the most important thing for building muscle is progressive overload, getting stronger, training harder. If you follow this, you're gonna eat very high carbs, you're gonna have very, very high energy, very high energy. And this high energy is gonna help you push harder. When you push harder, you're gonna get big. That's the first thing of carbs. The second thing is carbs help you recover. It's not just like when you eat carbs, it's like you have energy. You also recover, because carb timing is so important. When you have high carbs after the gym, these high carbs replenish the glycogen stores and recovers your muscles. Carbs are actually more important than protein. Like, that's it. Carbs are actually far more important than protein. I'm telling you. When you lower your protein and increase your carbs, you're gonna make more gains. Of course, don't lower your protein so much, because you're gonna miss out on the muscle protein synthesis. And some bit of fats to not fuck up your testosterone, because fat has no benefit in building muscle. Like, as long as you're like not fucking up your testosterone, as long as you're eating like around, as I said, 0.5 grams per pound of body weight, that's enough. Any more than that's just like unnecessary. That's it. Don't use fats. It's just unnecessary. It's just like doesn't have any fucking benefits. Any fucking benefits. And like, you just empty fucking calories. It's better to eat sweeties, sugars, than to eat high fats. Honestly, I'm telling you. So you set your diet up like this. And then, very important, you set your goal to gain weight. So this course is all about you gaining your first 10 kilograms of muscle mass in 6 months. To do this, you're gonna gain weight. Like, don't you think that gaining muscle is about, like, you're gonna gain muscle by losing fat? Don't you think that? You think you're gonna gain muscle by losing fat? I can slap you across the fucking face, because that's not how you gain muscle. The way you gain muscle is simply by focusing on gaining muscle. Muscle is weight, so you gotta focus on gaining weight. And the way that you gain weight is you set your goal inside MyFitnessPal. Inside MyFitnessPal, you set your goal that your goal is to gain weight. My goal is to gain, and you set your goal to gain 0.5 to 1 pound per week. That's it. Any more than that is going to be fat. Any less than that is like, doesn't make sense. Just gain 0.5 to 1 pound per week. Done. 0.5 to 1, yeah. 0. And then this should be your number one priority. Like, if you want to build muscle, like, I'm telling you, forget about losing fat. You're going to lose fat in the future. In the future, when you've gained 10 kilograms of muscle after 6 months, when you gain 10 kilograms of muscle, when you're bigger, when you're more stockier, you're going to think, yeah, maybe I want to get leaner. Then you can get leaner. But right now, if you get leaner, you're going to look like a skinny little twig because you don't have the muscles. But when you get lean in the future, you're going to look like fucking shredded because you already have muscles, you're already jacked. So you get lean and you're going to look fucking amazing. But if you don't do this and you just focus on getting lean right now, you're just gonna look like a skinny twig because you don't have the muscles. Like, lean is low. You should be lean. Lean looks good, but lean only looks good if you have like a good amount of muscle mass. When you're so skinny and you do a cutting session and you get lean, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be so skinny, you're gonna be so twinky, like that's it, so twinky. And so this is my advice for you, like, just completely focus on building the fucking mass, not even maintaining. Don't even focus on maintaining, don't even focus on getting lean. Just your number one focus should be to gain as much muscle mass as fucking possible. That's it. Because as I said, our goal is to gain 10 kilograms of muscle mass as fast as possible. And this is how you're gonna gain, by prioritizing it. So the next thing that you're gonna do is just hit these calories every single day. The macros and the calories, hit them every single day. That's it. Yes, some days you maybe eat lower protein, it doesn't fucking matter. Some days you eat higher protein, it doesn't fucking matter. Some days you eat higher fats, it doesn't fucking matter. Most of your days should just be like around 0.8 grams per pound of body weight protein, as high carbs as possible, and 0.5 grams fat. That's it. Per pound fat. So that's it. You focus on hitting these things, and the way that you hit them is with whatever the fuck you want to eat. So you don't have to eat 100% clean all the time. So my advice for you is eat clean 80% of the time. So the meals that you're eating throughout the day, 80% of the food that you eat throughout the day should be clean. Clean stuff. By clean, I mean, rice, chicken, potatoes, fruits, honey, oats, eggs, meat, fish, all these things, clean foods, 80% of the time. 20% of the time, have some dirty food throughout the day. Because, like, I had times when I was eating 100% clean, and it's like, it's so disciplined. You discipline yourself so much, but it's not productive. Honestly, it's not. Because when you're eating clean all the fucking time, what happens is you restrict yourself so much, you discipline yourself so much, and you naturally just end up start to hate the fucking journey. Because when you're eating clean all the fucking time, it's really starts to feel like a full-time job, to be digesting all the time and to be eating clean all the time. You can't even enjoy the sweeties and anything. Just like, it feels like shit. So that's why 80% of the time you're gonna eat clean and 20% dirty, so that you enjoy this journey. And when you do this, by the way, you're gonna make more gains. You're gonna make more gains because the junk food is gonna give you energy. But don't use this as an excuse to eat dirty shit. Just eat dirty foods like 20% of the time. Okay, 80% of the time eat clean and 20% of the time eat dirty shit. That's the best way to go. And if you do this, you're going to gain mass. So when it comes to your diet, what you should eat, first of all, before you go to the gym, 90 to 120 minutes before you go to the gym, you're going to eat a meal that's got very high complex carbs and some lean protein. So it's like, you can have, I like having like oats, let's say 80 to 100 grams of oats with a lot of honey and fruits like bananas and berries and some low-fat yogurt to get the fats. That's it. And this is 90 to 120 minutes before the gym. Then 30 minutes before you leave, like not 30 minutes, before you leave your house to go to the gym, you're gonna have some simple carbs. Some cookies, some sugary shit, some simple carbs that are gonna be fast digesting, that's gonna help you, give you instant energy because the complex carbs that you ate are going to give you slower releasing energy, so you're going to have energy throughout the whole workout. And the simple carbs that you ate are going to give you fast energy, so you're going to have, again, energy throughout the workout, but faster energy. So you're going to eat like this, and then you go to the gym, you train really fucking hard, you push till failure. And as soon as you finish the gym, as soon as you finish your workout, you eat some simple carbs, some sweeties, some sweet treats, so you fill up the glycogen stores. And then you wait 1 hour. That's so important. You wait 1 hour and then you eat another high complex carb and high lean protein meal. So again, like chicken breast with some potatoes and rice. Amazing meal. And then if you're gonna eat eggs, if you're gonna eat a bit fattier meat, if you're gonna eat some peanut butter, I don't recommend you eat nuts because they got very high fat. So you're gonna eat some peanut butter, you're gonna eat some eggs, you're gonna eat some, let's say, some beef. Eat them away from your workouts. You don't want to have fats close to your workouts or after your workouts because fats slow down your digestion. We just want fast digesting carbs and protein flowing through the fucking muscles. That's what we want. We don't want to have like fucking fats and slow digesting, and we want quick energy for the gym, quick recovery, quick glycogen replenishment, quick protein, so you make fast gains whilst you're training and after you hit the gym. So that's like the best way to organize your diet. As I said, that's the best way, bro. That's the best way. Some meal examples. If you want some meal examples, I can tell you some examples. Let's say you train at 4 p.m. Wake up in the morning. Let's say you wake up and you eat a meal that's got like some bit of fats. Okay, so let's say you eat 4 eggs with like 3 slices of wholemeal bread and some honey in it. So you get the carbs, and just a little bit of vegetables, tomatoes, cucumbers with some olive oil, so you get some. It tastes good. And then after you've ate this meal, maybe you go to school and whatever, and then you eat around the clock. Like that's so important for bulking, for gaining weight. You gotta eat around the clock. Wake up and eat. Don't fast. Wake up, eat all the time. Eat big meals, small meals. It doesn't fucking matter. You gotta be eating all the fucking time. When you wake up until you go to bed, you gotta be eating all the fucking time to eat your calories easily. And then, as when you made MyFitnessPal, you need to get a kitchen scale and start weighing everything. When you get a kitchen scale and start weighing everything and putting it in MyFitnessPal, you're going to hit your calories. The reason why you're not gaining weight is because you're not eating enough calories. And the reason why you're not eating enough calories is because you're not tracking it. When you start to track it and you make sure that you're actually eating a lot, that's when you're going to gain weight. That's when, because you track it, you see it in MyFitnessPal, and you're like, yeah, I gotta eat 200 more calories to gain weight, and you weigh some more rice, you eat 200 calories, that's it, you gain the weight. But if you don't do this, you don't know how much you're eating, you're not gonna gain weight. You're not. So you do this, and then you weigh everything, yeah. So, yeah, you eat around the clock, you don't wait. You eat a meal, and then a few hours later, you eat a meal, and then 1 hour later, you eat a meal, and 30 minutes later, you eat a meal, you eat a meal, you eat a meal, you just keep eating, you just don't rest, you just eat all the time. That's how you build muscle. And then, as I said before the gym, 90 to 120 minutes before the gym, let's say you eat meal which is oats, honey, bananas, some fruits, and if you've got a protein powder, amazing. If you don't have a protein powder, just some low-fat yogurt. Protein powder is better, by the way. Some protein powder, and you eat this meal, and then just before leaving your house, you eat some sweeties, some bit of sweeties. As I said, you're gonna eat 20% of your calories are gonna be junk food. Eat some sweeties before leaving your house, and then you go to the gym, train, and then as soon as you finish your workout, you eat some sweeties again. So you finish the glycogen stores, and then 1 hour after, and then after finish, okay. So after you finish the gym, after you finish the workout, you go and do the cardio. You go and do the cardio, and then as soon as you finish the cardio, you eat the fucking sweet treat, and then you go to home, and then you wait for 1 hour. You eat your meals. You eat like a high complex carb and high lean protein meal, which is, it can be the same as you ate before going to the gym, or it can be just like the meal that I love having, which is white rice with chicken breast and some potatoes. I love this meal, honestly. You eat this, and that's it. That's it. minimize your fat intake. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Minimize. Don't eat peanuts. Don't eat fucking high. Don't cook your eggs with high fat. Eat boiled eggs so that you minimize the fat. Eat low fat meats. Eat like low fat fish. Everything should be low fat. Your fat should be as low as possible, and you're naturally gonna get enough fat. Don't worry about it. And that's it. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Just as high carbs as possible, moderate protein, and just a little bit of fat that you're naturally gonna end up getting from eggs, from I don't know, from the oats, from a bit of peanut butter, hitting calories easily. And that's it. And another tip I'm gonna tell you for gaining weight, for bulking, is to make yourself liquid calories. So I didn't do this, but I regret not doing it because it's an easier way to hit your calories to get bigger. So you get the blender, put like 300 milligrams of milk, put like a banana, some oats, let's say 80 grams of oats, 30 grams of honey, and protein powder. You put this, you blend it, and you drink it. 1,000 fucking calories. It tastes fucking amazing. You make 2 shakes like this, it's around 2,000 calories, and you already have like 1,000 more left for real food. That's it. You make high caloric shakes, it's easier to hit your calories. It's easier to bulk, to gain weight. And this is like how you bulk. You don't fast, you eat around the clock, and then you make high caloric shakes, which make bulking 10 times easier. So, this should be your number one goal. And then, what else I'm gonna tell you? And yeah, like, don't fall for the high fat, high protein meals, high protein diet, high fat diet, because it's not good for muscle growth. It is not. For muscle growth, you must be eating very high carbs because it gives you energy and it replenishes your glycogen stores. And that's it. Some sweeties, acceptable, completely acceptable. Very low fat. Eat like a real bodybuilder, man. Eat like a bodybuilder. Bodybuilders are not eating high fat, high protein meals. They are eating extremely high carb, moderate protein, and low fat meals. I haven't met a single big guy in my life who eats very high fats, like very high fats and very high protein. All of them eat very high carbs, moderate to high protein, and very low fats. All of them, because I know guys in real life who are massive and I spoke to them. That's how all of them eat. This is how you should eat to build maximum amount of muscle mass. And so, yeah, you see, like, I've got some sweeties here. You can, by all means, eat these. Look at this. Look at this. You can, by all means, eat these sweeties. You know, they're gonna help you train harder. Eat some sweeties like this, some sweet treat like this, like, let's say, before you leave your house to go to the gym, and then you eat some like after you come home from the gym. Not after you come home, but as soon as you finish your workout, you eat some. You gotta replenish the glycogen stores. That's it. You gotta eat as much carbs as possible. And Dorian Yates used to say this. He used to say, like, if I wanted to eat some sweet treat to hit my carbs, if I wanted to eat some sweetie, some chocolate, I eat it. I eat it. And he's a fucking massive guy. He's not sat there, yeah, I gotta eat 100% clean. He eats some dirty food and he's bigger than all of us, right? So that's it. That's the best diet. I'm telling you, give it a try. I'm gonna make amazing fucking gains. I'm telling you, like, for a long time I made shit progress because I was eating high fats, and fats, honestly, the testosterone boost is not that important. Like, having high energy in the gym is more valuable than having high testosterone, honestly. Because when you have very high testosterone, like, there's a lot of athletes who are abusing steroids who have very high testosterone, but they're not making good gains because they're not doing the carb timing. You need to do the carb timing, as I told you, 90 to 120 minutes before the gym, and then as soon as you leave your house to go to the gym, and then as soon as you finish your workout, and then 1 hour after the gym. The sort of carb timing, you should do this. And that's it. You should be okay with this. Like, when you eat like this, you're going to build your dream physique, I'm telling you. This is your diet plan to gain 10 kilograms of muscle in like 6 months. Honestly, you see, it's not about eating extremely high protein. It's not about eating all these crazy diets. You can still eat junk food and you're going to make more gains this way. And it's a good diet that you can follow for years and years. Like, bodybuilders stay on this diet for years. Like, of course, they adjust based on whether they are focused on cutting, getting leaner, so they reduce the calories, or they're bulking, they increase the calories, but they always eat the same macros, which is 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fats. That's it. And honestly, this is the best way to train, to eat. Yeah, like all these guys that you see, bro, all these guys you see who are jacked, who let's say you see on Instagram, guys who have got very low body fat percentage and they've got amazing six pack, they got really good physique. All these guys that you see are eating very high carbs. They literally wake up and they eat fucking oatmeal with berries, with honey, banana, and a protein powder, which has got like very high carbs, moderate protein, and no fats. They wake up and they eat this. They wake up and they eat like chicken breast and white rice, and they don't give a fuck whether they cook it with like with sunflower oil, with seed oils, or they cook it with butter. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about this. You shouldn't be thinking about your health at this point. You shouldn't be thinking about your digestion, your health. You are young. When you think about, the more that you think about your health, the worse that your health gets when you're young. When you're young, you should be thinking about building muscle. And this is the best diet for building muscle. When you get older, 30 plus years old, that's when you gotta think about your health. But right now, the more that you think about your health, the more you obsess about health, about being healthy, about eating higher fat, about not bulking because you want to optimize your digestive system, the worse you're gonna get, because this is not what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is just maximize gains. You should be thinking about health later on in your life, when you're older. When you've already got like a child, so you want to be healthier for them. Yeah, that makes sense. But other than that, you should be thinking about muscle growth only, and only muscle growth and nothing else. And this is the best diet for muscle growth. And when you eat like this, you're going to feel healthier. You're going to feel very high energy because you're going to eat very high carbs. You're going to feel extremely high energy throughout the day. Extremely high energy throughout the day. And you're going to mug everyone. You're going to do very good in your cardio sessions. You're going to do very good in your gym sessions. And you're going to do very good in everything. So this is the video. Yeah, just know that all the jacked guys, all the aesthetic guys, all the athletic guys are eating the same diet, which is 60% carbs, 30% protein, 10% fats. And this was just one module from my full aesthetic physique course. Check the first link in the description to have the full course, and also the other new 2 courses that I'm about to release very soon, the bulking course and the fat loss course. And you can literally send me a picture of your physique and I will tell you which muscles to focus on, how to train, whether you should cut or bulk. It's a fucking steal for just $47. It's fucking amazing. Check it out and see you there.